Hey guys, so we need to create this makeup and we have this skin. So I think we should really just brainstorm the products that we need to use, but in general, a white cream. So most of us have the Flash palette, a matte cream, or the Growlin cream. So we're just gonna have to make it work. If it's not like as white as this, don't worry. I just think you should just try and build it up to an opaque version that at least whitens you out and doesn't sort of show your true representation of your color. So this is tricky for your neutral and darker shaded people, but that's okay. The other points to think about is the red eyebrows, the red eyeshadow, the black eyeliner, and the very red lip, and which order we want to do that in. So yeah, let's check it out. Okay guys, so we're going to start our Geisha base, and it's going to be a traditional makeup that I show you today. And when we're creating a traditional Geisha, we want to use a very white sort of cream for the base. You may use your white cream from the Flash palette. I'm using the Ben Nye white foundation. There is something else called Ben Nye Clown Makeup, which is also a really good option if you can get your hands on it. Or the Crayolan foundation in white is actually pretty awesome and also used for drag and other really strong makeup looks. So you'll need a flat brush, something that's got a flat end so it's easy to apply and the cream won't be as streaky when you apply it to the skin. And you'll also need a clear translucent powder or a white translucent powder, nothing too chalky. So I feel this is the best option to creating a replica of a geisha makeup today, as it will be easier for you to transform it into something editorial and also give you some options with changing it if you need to later on. So geisha makeup is a long-standing traditional look worn by geishas or courtesans of ancient Japan till even to today. And it is something that represents these women who are entertainers for noble men. So it is a look that was created because it's seen as more youthful, more beautiful to have pale skin. So of course, if you're a geisha, you will have the paler skin as you are enticing male company. Every geisha has a different point, and some of the eye makeup looks change as you get older. So the makeup is a little bit different from a junior geisha or geisha to a more mature geisha or a senior geisha, as they say. So it does change slightly over the course of their life, but generally this look is the sort of standard eye makeup and traditional base. In Japan, traditionally they would have used a oil-based paint to create this white makeup, and it could have been quite unhealthy at the time. This geisha style goes back to 1710 during what they call the Nara period. So this is ancient Japan, and they wouldn't have had the best materials so far long ago. So luckily we don't have to use anything like that to replicate, but it definitely gave a stronger white finish. So be thankful we don't have to create anything like that. So the other reasons for wearing a white base is that it would really highlight the kimonos the geishas would wear. So they're very bright and colourful. They have the beautiful cherry blossom designs, and they also have their own story and historical points behind what they're made from and what shapes they come in. So I wish I had a kimono, but I don't. But they all have a meaning behind them. So again, young to senior geishas have different kimonos, and the white base would help pronounce any of those bright colors in the kimonos and make everything look a little bit more brighter. And some historians say that the white base also looked more beautiful in candlelight. So there's always this sort of visual impact that the geisha was searching for and trying to be the most unique and visually appealing thing in the room. So onto the eyes, and particularly the eyebrows. I start filling in my eyebrow with a red eyeshadow. and I'm going on top of my eyebrow shape. I haven't blocked my eyebrows for this traditional look. You definitely can for your editorial look. I have done that in my second look. So I feel like it's achievable without blocking the brow, and it probably is a nicer shape to follow your natural brow edge. You just want to keep them arched as possible. Some of the tutorials you see online these days, there's always this sort of idea that they're not too curly of an eyebrow and they're not too straight. So I recommend something more arched and a little bit sharper in the inner brow area. And also in the inner brow area, you add black. So the brow should go from a transition from black or an undertone of red or a darker brow at the beginning and then finish with a red. So black to red transition. It can be quite subtle. You don't really just want a strip of a red brow because it's a little bit unappealing. It has to be a little bit more subtle and a little bit more elegant. So add some black shadow on top of your red shadow at the front, as I'm doing here, and then finish your ends. Moving on to the eyes, they apply a red eyeshadow to the outer 3/4 and slightly underneath the eye. So just use a flat eye wash brush or a flat eyeshadow blending brush is fine, and just find your shape. This takes a little bit of time. You are building it on top of a cream, so it's going to stick really fast and you'll need to sort of work very softly with the shape. You want it to be very subtle in the outer 3/4. I have obviously a different eye shape to someone with an Asian background, so my eyes are a little bit deeper in that crease line. If you have a flatter eye shape, you don't need to bring the red eyeshadow up as high. So that's quite important because you might make it look too overstated if you bring the eyeshadow too high. It is a very soft finish at the end. So play around with that shape. Everything you do in makeup should be complementing to your features or the model's features. And so when you're creating a look that's based around a different face shape or eye shape, you definitely need to adjust a fair amount. So here I am using my Ben Nye neutral palette again, which is come in handy this term. And I'm just using that to set the inner eye and blend out the red eyeshadow. And it's actually not a white color, it's a bone shadow. It's sort of like this very soft off-white. So you can do something like that if you like, but keep it in the white family, something that's not going to, get distracted when you're looking at this makeup. So the main effect is the white base, the strong eyebrow, and then the soft outer eyes with eyeliner. So really buff that out, make sure it's as neat as it can be. You can, when you're doing your editorial, you could totally change this color, but the color red is iconic to Geisha and is the color of luck and fortune. So it really needs to be represented. When you're looking at kabuki makeup, which is the more operatic version of Japanese makeup, it is always represented with black, red, and white. So that's a very different style. It has a lot of character story behind it. Geisha makeup is definitely just for the women that courted these particular men. So I've added some eyelashes. You definitely should add eyelashes or individual lashes if you don't have beautiful long lashes. It definitely helps bring together the eyeline and take the focus away from the pale skin. So you want some definition around the eye. A thin strip lash is lovely, and then a very fine eyeliner across the top of the eyelash and a short flick on the outer 3/4 to give a little bit of direction for the eye turning upwards. You can add your white pencil to your waterline, which I have done with a NYX cream pencil, and then you can start painting your mascara on just with a regular black mascara. Here I am adjusting my lip. I have the white cream across my lip, and now I've used a red pencil to begin my lip shape. Geisha's typically had more of a strong scented lip. Nothing too big or long. It was usually meant to represent petals from flowers. So everything always has a story behind it, and the lip area definitely did too. So again, my lips are not even, so like me, you might spend some time adjusting with your pencil, but keep it in the center and sort of think of like a petal shape, not really a heart shape, not really a rounded shape. It has to sort of be curved and come in. You might see other versions out there in your research that, are just a square shape in the middle of the lip, or more of a heart shape, and they're just interpretations. So a real geisha will have quite a petal-shaped, rounded lip that is not completely full to the edges. So work on that and then apply your lipstick on top to make sure it's a very rich red. So think, ruby red if you can get something like that out of one of your lip shades. And perfect. It's a bit more of a matte lip. It's not a shiny, glossy lip. Everything is, again, bright but subtle. And this may take you a little bit of time because lips are tricky. But overall, this is your finishing touches. Once you get this lip, you are ready to do your hair and costume. So I hope you guys are having fun watching. And I'm really excited to see our editorial looks based around this. Ta-da!